Hello, welcome to Man Friendly Church, a channel dedicated to bringing equality back into the house of God so that we have an equal number of men and women. We do this in two ways. First, by understanding how men and women actually think differently, and second, by promoting methods that encourage men to attend and become part of the local church. Today, we're on number 5 of a quick fire series on how to do a man-friendly sermon. We've already talked about mind your language, use pictures, talk about yourself and be practical. Today, we're moving on to use the K.I.S.S principle. Here's a question. Do you want men to be listening by the time you come to the end of your sermon? Well, this is where the K.I.S.S principle comes in. And I am not suggesting that you walk out into the congregation and give everyone a peck on the cheek. K.I.S.S principle, it's an acronym. Keep it simple, stupid. Things that are simple to understand and grasp go into men's brains quicker and they'll go with you. Look at these microwaves here. There's 2 of them. There's the one on the left. Now it has everything you can possibly want to try and do things automatically. It's got sensor cook, instant action, CompuDefrost. How many people ever use any of those functions? Not many. Too confusing trying to understand it and work out what's going on. The best microwave I ever had works like the one on the right hand side. It had 2 controls, power and time. Why do I need more than that? And even with the microwave I've got at the moment, which has got lots of buttons, all I do is I use the time and the power, nothing else. Because men don't like to fail. If you do it wrong and you break something or you can't understand, men tend to feel like an idiot. And they don't like feeling like an idiot. They like to feel they're in control. We know what we're doing. We want confidence. So if you overcomplicate it or make it sound difficult, men tend to switch off. And that's why, coming the end of the sermon, they stop listening to you half an hour ago. They're thinking about last night's football game or whatever is on their mind. So let's make it easy for men. One thing you can do though to make it really easy for men is study first. Hey, I'm an expert on scriptures, I know everything. Maybe you think you do. I can remember a training course I went on programming, and we came to the subject of object orientation. What it is doesn't matter, but the instructor told us it was a complicated bit and we'd struggle to understand it. He taught it and he was right. I did struggle to understand it. But then I took the notes home. I read it and it was simple. I got it very quickly. The problem was not the subject was complicated and difficult to understand. The problem was he didn't understand it. And if you're going to preach something, if you want people to understand how you present it, you've got to understand it. So please spend time studying and be confident before you start making your notes on how you're going to preach. Another problem that comes from the front is Christianese. We talk and say words that if you've not been coming to the church for a long while, you're not going to understand. If you stand at the pulpit and say, "Brother, sister, are you washed in the blood of the Lamb?" The average bloke is going to sit there and think, no. Unless they've been to church a few times, they're going to be thinking, I've never washed myself in blood. What's he talking about? What you could have said is, have you ever become a Christian and made your first time commitment to say, I want Jesus to save me, to come into my life? They'll get that. Avoid the Christian words. So what do you want to achieve? Well, if you don't know what you want to achieve with your sermon, no one else is going to. So be sure what you want to achieve, and then when you're making your notes, is what I'm about to say going to help me achieve what I wanted to do? If it's no, drop it. Ask yourself, is there a simpler way to say what I'm trying to say? If the answer is yes, change what you say. Make life easy for men to get. They'll stay with you, they'll listen, and they'll take in your sermon. So what am I challenging you to do? Well, I'm challenging you, make sure you study your subject before you preach it. If you don't understand it, don't expect your listeners to. Avoid Christianese or Christian talk. And whenever you're speaking, ask yourself, is there a simpler way to say this? And if there is, use the simpler way. I hope this helps you. If you find it of any use, please click on the like button. That way it's more likely to get recommended to other people on YouTube. And of course, if you subscribe, you'll find out when my next video is on. And if you would like it, also recommend me to someone else. The more people who are trying to make more man-friendly church buildings, the more men we will have in the church. Thank you and God bless.